Alright, good morning guys. It's the 19th of August, Monday. Doing way much better. I'll be fine. I think the hardest thing I'm having a problem with right now is just being a hypocrite and saying all of these things that we're not supposed to have and not supposed to be doing, like jobs and houses and clothes, all this shit. And while I'm sitting here in my transition, holding on to these things, and I'm supposed to be going back to work tomorrow, behind on bills, everything again. It's the same 3 to 6 month cycle I've been stuck in for over a dozen years. So from my research, guys, I'm still not even all here. I am able to function. I am able to do things all by myself. I can't handle any stress because my body's still very weak and recovering. I'm making this video. I feel a little bit rushed about it, but I don't have a choice. I mean, this world moves so fucking fast. It's ready to just roll me over right now. And I'd be fine with it. I would love to get rolled over and the world forget about me, but I don't. That would be me. Being out on my own and not having any of these encumbrances of possessions. So guys, real quick, because this is moving so fast, before I know it, this is going to be it's going to be in the past, and if I don't analyze every moment of this and use this as the biggest learning experience possible, I'm going to have to go through it again to learn what I didn't learn this time, and I don't want to do this anymore. This is obviously this parasitical bacterial thing, if this is what I'm dealing with, guys. Again, leading up to this thing, I talked about all of the grease that was sitting at the top of the toilet bowl every time I take a shit, which clicks now was biofilm. So my body was breaking down and getting rid of biofilm for a couple months prior to this. It was instigated and blown out when I started getting back in touch last week and realizing that I still had a parasitical problem, and realizing that this was bigger than what I thought it was, and then tweaking my diet, the little bit that I eat every day, tweaking it so that way it was anti-parasitical, antibacterial, and as soon as I did, that's when it just went boof, and it was right back, and this is exactly what I've been dealing with. All the symptoms, everything I've been dealing with, just not as bad as like when I would go through my concussions and dealing with this at the same time. I don't know how I'm alive. I have no fucking clue how the fuck I'm even alive. I don't have a fucking clue. It makes no sense how I'm still alive. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. So, I'm a life that was supposed to be ended, that should have been ended, that it doesn't make any sense that I'm still here. So if I'm able to talk and tell you my experiences and able to connect dots, and you guys can't follow along, then you are a fool. And you will go down the same goddamn stupid ass fucking path I went down, and you will pay for it. And this is what I'm talking about, being foolish. A fool knows his ways, but does them in anyways, irregardless. He knows that he shouldn't be eating fake processed chemicals and animal flesh and all this other shit. But he does it anyways, and he laughs and he goes,
"Oh, what are we supposed to do? Gotta have a balanced diet."
That is a fool. And if you are hanging out in the company of fools, that is the kind of foolish behavior that you guys will do. You will be fools together. You will be drunk in your foolishness. You will laugh in your foolishness. You will rejoice in your foolishness. You will have unbridled self-control. You will just go all out. You will enjoy everything right in the moment. You have no fucking sense for what is good for you, your body, your soul, any part of this mechanism that was part of your control. You are a fully automated, taken over automaton that is living and consuming at the whim and will of a parasite that is microscopical, that you can't even see with your human eye, that most of you idiots will be like, well, you gotta prove it. Prove which one of the thousands of parasites you have. I don't think you have a parasite. I think there's something wrong with your head. I think it's all in your fucking head. You know what I mean? So, yeah, guys, just, you got to be able to connect these dots, and you got to be able to use, if you're my family, if you're my kids, if you're my nieces and nephews, my whatever, if you look at me and you go, well, I'm not sure he knows what he's talking about there, I might have to just try that one out. You're a fool! And if you're sitting there saying, I know that chemical food is bad for me, and you laugh it off, and you continue to indulge in chemicals and process fake foods, and you continue to indulge in the sacrificial traditions of animal flesh, eating animal flesh, and you know it's wrong, that your soul tells you it's wrong, but everybody else in your society says, well, everybody does it. It's okay. Everybody else does it. That's the way we do it around here. Then you're a fool, and you will pay for your foolishness. And don't waste my fucking time. Now, the reason I wanted to put this video out was because I want to show you guys that there is something going on here. So every time before this happens, before I crash, before this unbelievable sickness falls upon me, and my life goes back into this fucking death spin again, like it always does, for the past over a dozen years, I've been dealing with this every 3 to 6 months. It's all like religion, tradition. It just, back on the fucking wheel again. Oh, on the upside of it, ooh, better enjoy it. It only lasts about a couple weeks. And then fucking... Every single time when I'm about to crash, when this is about to happen to me, there are circumstances and weird happenings that lead up to, that are signs that it's about to happen. One of those biggest signs is my tools. I work a lot with power tools, battery power tools, plug-in tools, things of that nature. Things will stop working. It just out of nowhere. And it won't just be one thing, it'll be a bunch of things. And it makes no sense. I had every single one of my lithium batteries. Yes, the lithium that your phone takes, the batteries that your handyman or your construction worker or the guy that built your house or the guy that's fixing your house, all his tools are powered by slavery. Lithium batteries. You can't get away from it. You can't have this lifestyle without the slavery aspect of it hanging on to it. It is attached. You can't have your materialism and all these nice little things in your Amazon and your instant delivery and all of this shit and still be a human. If you are wanting for things to change, but you are wanting to keep possessions and houses, and you want to keep your Amazon, and you want to keep your mom and pop stores, and you want to keep your 4th of July celebrations, and you want to keep your traditions, and no, You can't put new wine in old wineskins, guys. This old wineskin that we've been working at, this old programming, this old body, this old mind, this whole thought process we've been working at is completely fucked. It's all based on slavery and consenting to slavery. By me using my tools, even though it's, oh, well, I gotta work, gotta go to work. This is what I know how to do. I use my hands to work. And justifying it in that manner, I'm justifying slavery. Period. It is that fucking simple, guys. No more of this excuses and, well, we'll figure out a way where we can just let everything work together peacefully with love. With love, it still takes slaves to get this shit to you. It still was all built off the back of fucking slaves. Anyways, guys, so the things that went wrong this time, 2 months ago, I had every single one of my lithium batteries go down on the same day, same time. I've had some of these batteries I've had anywhere between 3 to 6, 7 years, 8 years, at least. Never had a problem with them. I had 8, 9 of them, maybe 10 of them. Every single one of them. They were in different spots, on different vehicles, in different places. Every single one of them, the same day, went bad on me. That was about 2 months before I got sick. Within the 2 weeks of me getting sick last week, my truck went down, my car went down, I had something else major go down. And it wasn't just one thing. It was 5 different things on my car that were just like, it was like somebody had to intentionally come over and separate and do these things to my vehicle to get them to, not all of them, but a couple of these things to my vehicle to get it like that. I'm like, how does this even happen? So all of that happened within a 2-week period. There's so much more leading up to this, guys, and I haven't had time to gather my thoughts together. I still can't write, still can't fucking organize shit, so it's very hard, very frustrating, because I know what's been going on, and I'm trying to get this out before I get back to work, and it just all gets swept up under the rug again, and like it never happened, so that way when it happens again next time, oh look, there's crazy man Richard again, always complaining about how much he hurts, and how much pain he's in, and how much it sucks, and look, he's not working again. Look, laying in bed all day. Guys, I'm more worn out after the week of laying in bed and being comatose and fucking more worn out from that than if I was in good health and being able to fucking work my dick off every day. This is no joke. This is not relaxing. This is your stress system on overdrive, and you are sitting there trying to put it back into park. When you feel like you're out of control because something's been manipulating your mind and everything else for God knows how long. And guys, I haven't even in that last video, when I touched on your cousins and your aunts and your uncles and all these people in my family with all of these problems since birth, my mom, or all my mom's children, me, my brother, and my 2 sisters. This is unheard of, guys. You don't have 4 siblings and a mom who all are suffering from the worst autoimmune conditions on earth their whole lives since the day they were born, and all of these other issues that were bacterial and parasitical related that never got fully taken care of. And guys, I know I've been saying how the United States is the only country in the world that isn't testing for these parasites and have a parasite regime. But it doesn't matter, because the more I studied this shit, these other countries, they recognize the parasites, but they just do like a regular parasite cleanse. This is up to each individual. Guys, this is an epidemic across the world, and what I'm wondering is if the Matrix uses these parasites as a biological means of manipulation for our avatars. They're obviously, because they're using every tool the Matrix uses every tool at its disposal. It obviously has a psychological tool of how it knows how to manipulate our minds and put us into that ego mode, into that fucking self-preservation mode where we create our ego, and that's where our self splits at birth, right? It's obviously doing that. We've established that. But what I'm wondering is if the other mechanism of control that is confusing everybody, that everybody's having such a problem with getting together and making sense of anything, are these parasites? Are these parasites the mechanism of control, biological mechanism of control, whereby the Matrix is using, maybe it amplifies the frequencies, maybe because I understand, guys, that the whole frequencies is another whole aspect of this fucking thing, and that's another reason, a way of control. But there is also this one that I've been dealing with, guys, and this is the parasitical, and it's obvious to me. And if you take 40 hours in a week and just take a week off of work, if you're having so many fucking health problems and you just got your foot on the pedal on the gas because you can't slow down, otherwise you're going to lose your house, your wife, your car, your kids, and everything else. Well, maybe it's time you did. Take your foot off the pedal and admit, and then we have a bunch of men, grown ass fucking men, which is the way this fucking stupid ass system even exists, is because of us men who just go to work every day and don't fucking say anything and act like this shit's normal and pass it down to our kids, and they're like, look, my kid has a great work ethic. He works as hard as I do. He's gonna work 80 hours a week. You guys are signing your kids' souls over. If you signed your own soul over, that's fine, but don't write your own kid's soul off for a fucking job and a 40-hour work week and 40 years of a wasted life. We are idiots. We are fools. I am a fool, foolish hypocrite. I'm sitting here trying to tell these kids what the fuck they should be doing while I'm sitting in a goddamn house with a phone, a computer, fucking chemical-laced clothing, and everything I know that's bad for me, and then I'm sitting here wondering, why the fuck am I sick? This parasite has been following, whatever the main parasite is in our family, guys, is being passed down. It's being passed down from family member to family member. And then, because of the way these parasites are, if you are born with this parasite, you are more susceptible to self-harm. You are more susceptible to going crazy. You are more susceptible to losing your mind. You're more susceptible to influences. You're more susceptible to thinking for yourself. You're more susceptible for all of this shit. And none of it makes sense, and none of it fits into their medical system, and it all goes, the motherfucker's crazy. Put him in a round rubber room and give him pills. And that's their answer for us. So if you're in my family, you are one day going to have to deal with this, because this is something we deal with. My mom dealt with it, and you can look at our family and you can see how different people deal with it. What did my mom do? She has doctors that are best friends all over the world. She fucking, has the best doctors who Jesus sends to her, that's what she's been saying her whole life. Jesus sends her specialists, her doctors, her pill pushers, right? Jesus sends them to her. That's her way of viewing how this happens and what's going on. It's her giving up attitude. It's her wanting to hold on to all her material possessions and all of the fun things in this life and money and everything else. But at the same time, says she's a wonderful little Christian, how much she loves Jesus. I'm telling you, you guys, you're never, ever, 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 ever going to be able to bat for both teams. You're never, ever, ever going to be given that opportunity. You will, as a trap. It's a trap. Because it's going to steal your soul. It's going to crush your soul. But you're never going to be given that opportunity to bat for both teams, and your life's just going to be honky-dory and everything's just going to be fine. You're going to have your little job, and you're going to pay your taxes, and you're going to obey the law, and you're not going to get locked up, and you're going to raise your kids, and you're going to take them to church, and you're going to teach them everything the Bible says, and the Bible that the government handed you, and you're going to teach them everything that indoctrination book tells them, and that's what you're going to do, and you're going to be a good little citizen. You know what I mean? So again, it all just comes back to how you view yourself and who you are and what you think your purpose is here in life. Again, obviously this matrix knows how important we are. And the biggest trick it's pulled is to make every single individual one of us think that we are unimportant and that what we do doesn't matter. When the complete opposite. It is made that true to our minds when the complete opposite is actually true, when every single thing we do matters. Everything that comes out of this cocksucker, everything that runs through this fucking filth-ridden fucking indoctrinated programmed fucking mechanism, to everything that comes in through here, comes in through here, comes in through your skin. It's all the same, guys. It's all poison. It's either good for you and to your benefit and natural and the way it is, or it's unnatural, it's contrived, it's benefiting somebody or something else, and it's ultimately going to destroy you. And so those are the things you got to think about. There's so much that leading up, I'm getting brain fog, complete blank. There's a whole list of things that happen besides my truck, my car. My work phone quit charging 2 days. I think it was 2 days before that happened to me last Thursday. My work phone just fucking quit working. It won't even charge, nothing. This phone went on the fritz. I mean, it's been on and off the fritz for a long time, but it started going crazy. It's still up and working though. There is just something I just wanted to
produced by chemicals.
It is. It's very true.
You are putting chemicals in your body. When you say it, you don't care what will happen. You're saying, I'm wearing a good shirt.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That you are practicing witchcraft on your body yourself with your mind.
Do you see everything he just called him out on? This tribal guy, this guy that's wearing animal skin and sitting there with his balls hanging out, okay, that you guys want to make fun of and laugh at people like me who say that we can't continue on in this slavery system. And you go, what are we supposed to go back to loincloths and run around in the desert? This motherfucker is smarter than any of you dumbasses who has a fucking computer in his hand. Because this cocksucker didn't need to go to college to understand that the clothes that we wear are chemically laced in its witchcraft because we wear it because we want to show that we can afford nice clothing and we're trying to make a statement to other people. This guy just called out the whole human experience of this slavery matrix in a 30-second video. This tribal guy just called out everything that's wrong with our society in a 30-second video, and he did it with a smile on his face like, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. They don't even know they're practicing witchcraft. These people see us coming. They're like, oh my God. I mean, they got to feel the presence of these demons in this heavy energy. You know, but that's just what I'm talking about, guys. Like, you can't, like, the restart, the reset I'm talking about, you're not going to have any of this. All of this is gone. There's no more washing your clothes. There's no more going to Walmart or going on Amazon and ordering laundry detergent that doesn't have SLS in it or perfumes or dyes and it being delivered to your house, or you going to pick it up and then doing your laundry in your washer. There's no more of that because the whole thing is based on slavery. You guys laugh and think this is a joke and think you're going to be able to just oh no, we're just gonna raise the minimum wage up to $50 and raise everybody's money, and then everybody's rich and happy. You're just as bad as the cocksuckers promoting and pushing all this unhealthy, inhumane shit. You're holding on. Don't you see? You guys are holding on. You laugh. You say, I know it's chemical food. I know it's fake processed food. And then you laugh and you consume it. And you see nothing wrong. And then you call me crazy. Fuck you. Just one thing I wanted to read. There's just so much, man. I'm so tired, like, of talking to people, and like, because I always feel like I'm on the defensive, because every cocksucker out there is trying to defend their fucking position and fucking hold on to everything. They're like, oh yeah, Richard, we agree with you, but I think we should still have houses and cars and jobs and clothing and fast food. Woo! You're not on my team. We're not batting for the same team. You can be nice to my face, but you're not on my side. You're not part of me. You're not human. You don't recognize it, but I do. I see it when the parasites, the bacteria is talking, the demons are talking, when it's not human talking. And anytime it has to do with money or planning or plotting or we're gonna fix this or we're gonna do this or we're gonna get together in numbers, none of that is human. This is just something I read in a message board. I don't know why I took a picture of it. I've read thousands of messages in the past week, but this one I did. I don't even know what it says, but I'm just gonna read it because you guys. I mean, I'm just gonna start putting out this fucking information. You guys do with it what you will. If you're gonna be an ignorant, stupid motherfucker, that's your goddamn problem. If you're gonna let these things and you think it's fine to sit there and have these excuses and these justifications for poisoning and killing yourself and enjoying the things that are destroying you, then you obviously have a mind fucking parasite that is eating you up and taking control over your fucking thought processes. And I'm not fighting with parasites anymore. It's stupid. I'm not doing it because it drives me nuts. One thing I'll say for toxoplasmosis specifically that Worm Queen didn't mention is that in mice, and most likely in humans as well, is that it isn't just that the mice likes the cat. So he's talking about the toxoplasmosis where this is the parasite that sorry guys, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Sorry, so she's talking about toxoplasmosis, which is the parasite that gets into mice. It gets into humans too, but it gets into mice, and what it does to mice, it makes them love the smell of cat urine, makes them sexually attracted to cats, right? What the function of the parasite is doing is it is actually making the mouse sexual aroused and excited by the thing that causes it to be afraid. So stuff you should run from is now the stuff that attracts you and likewise excites you. But if you realize that this happens in humans too, that's pretty terrifying to think about. Yeah, because that's exactly what I'm talking about, all you dumb motherfuckers that are so blinded, that have had this parasite in you since birth, and are so goddamn blinded, you can't even fucking see the error of your ways and the foolishness of your dumb fucking ignorance. You can't see that you sit there and you go, yeah, that's parasitical, toxic, fake food, chemical food. There's no nutrition in it, but gotta have a balanced diet. And you guys see nothing fucking wrong with it. And you go day in and day out, and you do the same thing with your fucking toxic ass politics that are destroying you and killing you and taking your sons and driving them over there to other countries and killing them. You do the same thing with your religions that are stealing your soul, that are stealing your self-worth and who your authentic self and who you are. You do it with your fake ass indoctrination educational systems. You, just the way it is. That is the way I see this world. And you're goddamn right I'm fucking pissed. And you're goddamn right. I can't take it, man. It's driving me nuts because it's so obvious, and I have to sit here and live and see people say one thing and do another all day, every day. If I was healed, if I was fully healed, obviously it wouldn't bother me, but because I am such a sensitive, pussy bitch individual who needs to be curled up in the woods all by himself and healing, because that's the only safe place, obvious, for me. Pretty terrifying to think about. I mean, being sexually attracted to someone who my instincts would tell me it's going to kill me or be bad for me. How many people complain about this very situation in their lives, from mild bad partner to severe domestic abuse? And on top of that, the parasite itself can make the host more attractive. Vampires. So, and that's what I've been talking about. Like, there's nothing else that makes sense. It's got to be, the Matrix has got to be using these parasites, this bacteria, as its implant, right? For generational families like mine, I don't know why, right? But my aunt marries a multimillionaire who's they're billionaires now. My aunt. I mean, think about it, guys. Think about how this stuff works. It's just the way it works. And if you've ever researched, like I got really big into researching celebrities for like 10 years, you know, celebrities and like where they came from and how they had, like, a lot of them had like twin brothers and sisters, or like siblings that were close in age or whatever else that ended up getting sacrificed or whatever. And then you start drawing parallels and you see how this shit plays out. And it's just so obvious that the only way that you would disregard it is through the peer pressure of people telling you, well, prove it. Well, prove it. Well, prove it. Where's your proof? Where's your proof? Where's your tests? Where's your tests? Where's your double-blind placebo studies? Where's this? Where's that? Where's your experts? Where's your backup? Where's the people that are going to vouch for you? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how the Matrix holds each individual down? If each one of us is being put under that kind of pressure to produce a result, a test result, to prove to everybody else. And that just stems from ignorance. Because if you understood how these tests work and understand how false positives and false negatives work, you would understand that testing for anything is just completely insane. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. It's testing for things when you see all the obvious signs of them being there instead of treating it. It is the Matrix's way of delaying your own experience in working within your experience. Because by us taking that time and attention for our own little experience and putting the rest of life on hold and saying, no, hold up, every other motherfucker in the world. I've got something right here that this might take me a month. You might not see my ass for the next 2 months. I don't know how long it's going to take me to completely resolve this issue or figure it out completely. But I'm not taking another step forward until I do, because if I do keep on going, I'm just going to keep on building onto this fucking sandcastle, this house of cards, this glass house that could fall apart at any moment. It's got us going so fast on purpose, guys. Don't you understand? That's why things are speeding up right now. They've let it go. It's all out there. Everything's there to overwhelm and make it seem like there's no time to slow down. You got to keep on moving. You got to keep on working. Money's going faster than ever, and it's on purpose to keep you locked in your job so that way you get a third job, a fourth job. Just work. If they can keep you busy, because the one thing they're trying to keep you away from is detaching and admitting the madness in this and getting these parasites out of you and getting rid of these addictions and getting rid of these things that have been killing you. That's all that matters. Everything else is lip service. Until you see me, until I'm doing my video and I'm out in the woods or I'm out beating feet and all I own is a thing on my back, I'm a goddamn hypocrite, and I'm about the biggest goddamn fool I know for staying in this shit. And then I use my youngest son as an excuse and say I got 2 more years of it. If this shit doesn't make you guys sick as fuck, if this shit just... Oh, look. Let's tune in to Richard and see what he's up to. Oh, that crazy motherfucker. Glad I don't have all his problems. You do, you dumb motherfucker. It's just you're so foolish and so ignorant in consumption mode in giving the Matrix what it wants that the Matrix isn't fucking with you. You're only going to be fucked with when you pull back and you quit playing the games. And then when you call this system out. I'm so overwhelmed, man. I just want to walk away from it all. But the thing is, man, I just know if I beat feet and I start walking, I get picked up by a cop, they're going to have APB for my fucking child support. And then what I want to do, spend the fucking, yeah, right, be locked up in prison with these fucking idiots for goddamn fucking, while the fucking shit's going south? I don't think so. I don't want to be in a fucking prison cell. I don't want to be in a prison cell while this shit's going haywire. And they're pumping me full of whatever they want to put in a needle. They'll put whatever they want in a needle and pump me full of it every day, and they'll make me eat whatever they want me to fucking eat, and they'll make me get up and do whatever they want me to do. I mean, if that ends up happening, that happens, but I mean, it just doesn't seem smart to like start walking and then like 6 months from now get picked up and shipped back over here to go in front of court and then be thousands of dollars in child support and debt and be thrown in jail until I get a job. I mean, I don't see how that helps anything in any way, shape, or form. And I mean, I could sign my rights over to my son. Yeah, I could sign my rights over to my son and just be done and be done just like that. All it is a piece of paper. I mean, he's choosing to stay at his grandfather's. He's choosing to stay and play this game. He's choosing to play in all this. He wants the high school experience. He wants to live all this drama out. He wants this. You know, it's ultimately my fault. I brought him into this world. I'm the one who raised him for the first fucking 15 years of his fucking life. I'm the one that gave him his morals, his perspectives, the way he sees things. you know? So, it's obviously something I'm going to pay for, but I can't force him, and I can't make him see something or make him have a perspective that he's refusing to have, So yeah, that is my one option, I guess. I could sign my rights over to him. I could sign my rights over to him and then just be done. But I think that's even because I think I'm like 1,500 to $2,000 behind in child support right now. So, that would be up to his mom if she would allow that to even go. Because then I would still, it would keep me from having to pay the next 2.5 years of child support. But, I'd still owe, the 1,500, $2,000, so I'd still be stuck here until then. Which I could do that in a few months. But it's that whole abandonment, it's that whole. Then my son has that whole drama thing that he has to live with now of my dad signed his rights. He really didn't care about me. And it's just like, man, I don't even want to give anybody those stupid fucking excuses of pity me and woe is me. My son has no pity me. He got everything he needs. He knows right from wrong, and he's literally choosing what he wants to do. And that's fine. I'm not coming down on him. I'm just saying, what am I supposed to do now? Is that part of how we pay our penance for the shit we fucked up in this life? How many times do I have to sit here for the next 2.5 years and pay for that? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question yet. I just don't know the answers to that question yet. And maybe it's something I need to talk to I've talked to my younger son about it before, but it was more in the way I would never do, when I was talking about, I would never do that. I would never sign. But the more I think about it, the more it's just like, I'm just wasting my time. He's wasting my time here. He comes over and hangs out. Yeah, still. But he doesn't have that relationship, but you can tell, like, he's chosen out of his hard-headedness and his ego, what he wants to do. And out of his hard-headedness and ego, it's put a split and a divide between me and him. And it's obvious, you can tell. And instead of addressing that, he'd rather use that as like this dramatic pity party for himself and feel sorry for himself, and because that's his story. And oh, my dad abandoned me, my mom doesn't care about me, I live with my grandfather, but they're so busy and I'm here all alone, you know what I mean, or whatever pity party he's got in his head for himself. I don't know. But it's like, I have to figure out. I got to be the adult, and I got to figure out, what is the right answer? Is this right for me to sit here for another 2.5 years and drive myself nuts and try to heal in a bad environment and live with this cognitive dissonance of knowing I shouldn't have any of this stuff, but being surrounded by it all day? I've been steady getting rid of, throwing stuff away, getting rid of stuff. But it's just like, when you have a house and then you got kids, and then you got that mind programming of, well, it's going to be winter again, so I have to have winter jackets for everybody. I have to have winter boots for everybody. I have to have winter shoes for everybody. I have to have winter socks for everybody. I have to have winter underwear for everybody. I have to have this. I have to have that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's that trap. It's that American parent trap of associating being a parent to a child as having to own all of these things. So yeah, I hope this helped. I hope you guys are doing your thing. I'm pulling away from everybody. I just don't give a fuck, man. I'm so tired of everybody. Everybody's about their mouth. Everybody just wants lip service. Everybody just wants to talk. Everybody wants to show how smart they are. Oh, I know that. Oh, I know all about E. Pylori. You didn't know about that? Oh my goodness. You didn't know that you can catch that from cats? And everybody's just so fucking smart and knows everything. And everybody's all about their ego. It's not. You aren't judged. You are judged on what you know. If you know that you shouldn't even be eating chemical processed fake foods and you're still ingesting it, you're going to pay big time for that. If you know that you shouldn't be participating in the absolute slaughter of billions of animals a year, and you shouldn't be a part of that because by your participation you are consenting and agreeing that it's okay to just slaughter billions of animals a year and just keep them in horrible conditions for taste buds and nutritional purposes that don't even exist, that are made up, then you're going to pay for that. If you know that the government is using computer software to control people's health and their brains and things of that nature, and you're still doing it because you're making $250,000 a year and your family's cush, and you go on 3-week vacations and you have everything you need and everything's fine, you're going to pay for that. All you people, all you fucking nasty, disgusting sellouts that call yourself human, that work for the government and these big organizations that are monitoring and using data and information to manipulate and put people under more control and their subservience, you're going to pay for that. If you have a job, I'm going to pay for it. I pay for it daily. My job, I told you. I mean, you would think, oh, look, he works with his hands. He's got an honest job. He has to do the work, and then you see the work, and then he gets paid, and it's such a good, solid American Christian job to have. And Jesus was a carpenter, and man, you're really no. The only thing my job does is justify possessions, material possessions, consumption, and fucking unnatural ways of living. That's all my job does. It is not an excuse for, I gotta raise my family and I gotta support them and I gotta give them all the things they need and I gotta give them a good education and I gotta give them clothes on their back and I gotta give them a nice car to ride in and they gotta have AC and they gotta have entertainment and they gotta have phones and they gotta have clothes and they gotta have this and they gotta have... My God, people, you are insane. And that's the problem I have, is that people can sit there and agree with me that this shit's insane and then go right back to it like they never even thought about it. And that is freaking me out, man, because I don't live like that. If I think something's correct, I live that way. If I think something's wrong, I don't live that way. If I see something needs to change, I change it. If I see something needs to stay the same, I keep it the same. If I see something can be done better, I do it better. I'm not the person that goes, oh, that's fucked up, and then just go, well, I guess Bob will have to take care of that. It's his department. That's not me. Everything around me is my personal responsibility. Period. And I have to answer for it. And if everything around me is fucked up, I need to change my environment. And that's my job, to change my environment. And if I don't, which I haven't, I've been stuck, I've been talking shit for the past 2.5 years, and where's it gotten me? I'm still sitting in my same toxic fucking environment. Dealing with the same shit, running the same cock fucking sucker. For what? To impress who? Why? So that way a bunch of other people can sit there and go, yeah, he's right. And then we all just go back to work? Well, we can just be a bunch of happy hypocrites? I'm done with everybody, guys. I'm done with this. I'm not communicating. I'm not spending my fucking time, wasting my goddamn energy, time, mind, and everything else on people I don't even know across the world when I see that everybody that surrounds me, everybody that surrounds me is all about this. What do I think that something, just because somebody lives in some other state, some other county, some other town, some other country, that they're going to be any different than everybody that surrounds me? That they're actually going to be the ones that are taking steps and doing things? No. What makes me think that they're going to be any different? No, they're not. It's all about lip service. Everybody wants to talk, find their little comfort zone, find their little keyboard warriors, find their little groups, find their little tribes.
I want to feel safe. I want to feel safe. I want to feel safe. I don't want to feel alone.
Your tribe, your group, your fucking whatever is not going to be there when you die. They're not with you when you have nightmares at night. They're not with you when you have unexplained mood changes. They're not with you when you go through losses. They're not with you when you deal with these things. Well, they're just a phone call away. They're my brother in Christ. They're my brother in Christ. No, you fake faggot. They're not your brother in Christ. They're not your brother in anything. You need a phone to even communicate with them. Your brother in Christ is communicating through you telepathically. Without this, you guys live the fake Christian life. You guys live as a consumerist modern day rat. A filthy rat that's afraid, that scavenges, that goes from one place to another just looking for a group to feel safe in. You have no morals, you have no ethics, you have no foundation, you have nothing. You are literally like a leaf in the wind that will blow around. Just
please don't hurt me. Say nice things to me and I'll be your friend. Please, just be nice to me. Everybody else is so mean. Just be nice. Yes, that's what love is. Love is being nice and just accepting. And, can you do that? Can you accept me with my faults and my weaknesses and all the good things?
No! I want you at your height. I deserve nothing less than you deserve nothing less than your best. Quit accepting half-ass shit. I really just feel like I'm talking myself into leaving. Because I can feel it. I mean, every day my chains become more and more obvious and heavier. And it's like the length gets shortened on them with the more I realize how enslaved I am by keeping myself here. So, maybe that'll be an update I have soon. Maybe I need to sit down and have a deep discussion with my 15-year-old, and because this is killing me. This is killing me. Living like this when I know it's completely against everything natural and human and what it means to be human is killing me inside. I don't see how anything that was raised in a culture and environment in a petri dish, we're each living in our own little petri dish environment of the people that surround us, the businesses, the things that are in our environment, right? We are each living our own little petri dish environment, and I've just realized how extremely toxic, and there's no safety in my environment. It's like literally I'm creating this safe space for myself, but like the reason I'm getting so worked up right now is because it's stressing me the fuck out that I have to go back to work tomorrow, and it's not going to end. It's going to take me a month to catch up on everything. And I'm going to be wore out. And I already know. I've been in this fucking circle. I've been in the same goddamn circle for over a dozen years. I've been doing this. I've tried telling doctors. I've tried telling everybody. And I just laugh at me. It doesn't matter. Because what I've noticed is everybody is like, well, just keep on going. I mean, what are you going to do? Just complain or just keep on going? You might as well just shut up and just keep on going like the rest of us. Here, take this. Here, drink this Monster Energy drink. That really helps me. I drink 12 of them a day. Here, drink a Red Bull. Oh, it gives you wings. Oh, I really feel like I can fly. Oh, here, eat this candy. Oh, this stuff. Oh, this takes the edge off for a good 5 minutes before you need another piece. Oh, here, take a look at this pornography. Oh, this will give you a little rush for about 20 minutes, and then it'll be right back to your fucking, miserable ass realization of the reality of the environment that you're in. So, I don't know if I personally am strong enough to be able to continue changing within a toxic environment, because it's the realization that I'm choosing ultimately to stay here. Even though I'm using my son as an excuse, it is ultimately my decision to stay here. Yeah, I think I really need to have this conversation with my son, because I'm just so ready, man. I'm just so ready to just walk out. I mean, I like, my mind is so set. I am so ready for this, because the brain problems, the emotional problems, the spiritual problems that this is causing me by still participating, by knowing that I shouldn't have a house, a car, I shouldn't be, working with money, I shouldn't be at people's houses trying to get a job done for cash, I shouldn't be doing these things, sacrificing my health and going to work and doing these things when I know I have issues that need to be taken care of that are affecting me unbelievably right now, that are killing me, that are killing this physical avatar, but instead I just keep on pushing myself to go to work. It just isn't right. And it's not fair. It's not fair to, my boss. He needs me at work, and instead he's got an employee that fucking never knows when he's going to be able to work or not. He could be at work today and work fine. The next day, you fucking won't see him for 2 weeks. So it's almost like I'm making myself into a terrible inconvenience for everybody. I mean, everybody, it makes me miserable. It makes me miserable just walking around during the day, just doing the same thing, just coming up here and working puzzles and watching a movie at night and then eating the same thing every day, and then just having these routines. It's like I see how these routines get you caught up, and before you know it, a year's gone by and you're like, oh fuck, I was supposed to take care of this a year ago, and it's a year later and I find myself in the same fucking position. So yeah, it's really fucking with me on so many levels. And I just see how easy. I mean, look what happened to me. The past few weeks, I just got caught up. I started getting high again. I was like, I got into that mindset of, oh man, if I just bide my time, Jesus is coming back. The reset is going to happen. Everything's going to take place. And then I don't have to fear, fret, or worry, or don't have to stress about anything anymore. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow, man. It's like, No, we are the change. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you're living completely opposite of what you know to be right and true, it doesn't matter. What does that make you? It makes you a fool. It makes you a hypocrite. It makes you an idiot. It makes you a fucking piece of shit. And that's what we all are. Every single one of us in America. Every single one of us who knows that we shouldn't be doing this and are doing it are the same hypocritical fool. And I've gotten to the point where this is so worn out that it's just like, it's the same old song and dance, and I see what it is. It's like, okay, you got a YouTube channel. What are you going to do? Just sit here and say the same fucking thing over and over in 30 different ways to try to get across to everybody? No, because everybody's blind. I see what's happening now. If this parasite thing, if this is what is really going on, I see how biologically this is working. And if these parasites are getting passed down by generations, I see how it's blinding everybody. Because I can look at my niece and I can look at my son and see how they're blinded, how they know the right thing to do, but they just continually just choose to do whatever. You can sit there and talk to them and they're like, oh yeah, yeah. They can sit there and repeat back to you exactly word for word. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got all the knowledge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm smart. Look, I can repeat back to you word for word. Look, I even got it better. I got newer words. I got some more cool words too that I'm adding in now. Make it in my own. You know? But still living the exact same life. And it's like, the only way that can happen is for a complete disconnect from the visual cortex to where it enters the brain and is processed as information to be used as a function of your brain. We've established one of the functions of your brain is this thought process. And what's happening is that thought process, this is what I'm saying, this is why the parasites are the answer, because if that is the biological mechanism by which the Matrix is using for control over everybody, then it makes perfect sense. And we'll get in more into it later, guys. Remember, take care of yourselves. Nobody else will.